Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. And the Apache is coming. But let's keep killing time until then by smashing some bugs. So the girls were calm and quiet when I started this stream. We'll see what progresses from there. Okay. Yes, indeedy. That's pretty neat stuff. Okay, let's put it in vids and pics. Smashing some bugs. So the girls were calm and quiet when I started the stream. And sounds like I hear myself. Bloop. Okay, is that gonna work? I can see comments there. And et voila. Okay, let's adjust our audio a little bit. Just a moment. This is Earth Defense Force 5. So, let's turn up some volume so you guys can actually hear a little bit about what's going on. Let's go with that, and that should do. Okay. So, welcome to Earth Defense Force 5. This is a relaxing and enjoyable game that takes you from casual giant bug stomping to being the last person between Earth and a massive invading force of aliens, and it is an absolute joy and a delight. I got it half off from Humble Bundle, and it does go on sale fairly regularly. I think I paid around $26 for it, all said, and that is well worth the price, in my humble opinion. In addition, Earth Defense Force 4. Whatever is available on PC, on Steam, and it is just as good as this game, if not slightly better. But I've put a lot of time into that one, so let's put some time into this one. And it looks like I haven't played this mission yet. You can see there are a lot of missions. We're not even through the main story yet. So this one looks like we're going to have some aerial enemies. So let's equip ourselves accordingly. We have sort of a super shotgun equipped for our first weapon. And for the second, maybe we should go with the always trusty Rapid Mirage. Yeah, let's go for that. We'll see how that works out. And then for our Plasma Core, the Rush Core is going to give us faster weapon recharge and good overall energy performance. So, this is the Wing Diver. Say hello. She is kitted out in my wife's Nikes and not much else. The color scheme is my wife's favorite shoe color. And the pants are lacking, as you do with anime girls these days. I have no say in this. I would love to actually wear the earlier outfit where you start the game as a civilian and the Wing Diver looked pretty cool. I like the prototype jetpack, and anyway, maybe I can unlock more skins for my characters by beating the game. In fact, I probably will. Hopefully, one that has pants. Those thighs have got to get cold out there. Anyway, let's go heat things up in the next mission, the Flying Saucers, and then I'll check and see if any of you guys have noticed me yet. So, while that's loading, check the comments. Nada. Perfect. Okay. Big news in War Thunder, and I am not streaming War Thunder, but I've been greatly enjoying this game, so I thought I would take the chance to do a live stream. I have missed live streaming. I'm still streaming better than I ever did. Less than I ever did before. 'Cause I got babies. I'm still streaming.
Sadly,
Okay.
nothing worked.
One of the things I really like about this game is the atmosphere. You really feel like you're in one of those like 50s sci-fi movies in living color. And as I mentioned, the game will throw you in over your head over the course of the story. You go from someone who's responding to an emergency to getting caught up in the events, and then being Earth's last and greatest defender. What in the yuck is that? Well, they die in one hit, so that helps. So I'm using it's called a Starfall. There are some weapons in this game that are fairly standard. They work in a reasonable way, and the Starfall is not one of them. There are meme weapons in this game as well. And this one fires a ludicrous 100 projectiles when fully charged. I called it a super shotgun. And that's exactly what I meant to say when I described it thusly. And you can see that things are getting a little bit swifty up in here. As the enemy is just coming from everywhere, surrounding. They really like to pull off flanking maneuvers with the AI, which is something that I greatly enjoy dealing with, I assure you, because you can't just kite the enemy and survive. You really have to take down targets of opportunity, you have to know what to focus on, and you will take damage, and you will need to go heal yourself. So, we dash over to that little med pack that was dropped by a destroyed alien, which goes along with the gameplay loop of this game. Kill things, grab stuff, move, shoot, survive, and manage your resources as you attempt to put yourself in a position to defend the Earth. Okay, that was stimulating. Another thing that I really enjoy about this Starfall, super shotgun as it were, it's actually a directed plasma weapon, and the range on this thing is effectively unlimited, which is rare in this game. Most weapons have a limit on their range, and the directed plasma weapons do not. They have I think they have the longest range you can possibly have in the game, which is 1,800 meters, which is pretty much from one end of the map to the other. So that is very helpful in situations where you need a flexible, versatile, deadly weapon. And this is not by any means the gameplay you would see out of every map. There's a general trend with this game that works very well, and that is they will have a mission that introduces a special type of enemy or a new type of enemy, and this is indeed such a mission. In fact, you can hear our tactical advisor telling us we will from now on refer to this as the Type 2 drone. Not to be confused with the sponsors of Twitch Thoughts, which are Type 1 drones. And Thoughts is a bad use of grammar, isn't it? Because I just found out that thought apparently means that hoe over there. So, thought would be thought in the plural. Those hoes over there. So, the term thoughts is not the grammatically correct way to apply the acronym. At least, in my humble opinion. I could be mistaken. And this, if you're wondering about the potential size, Kachiga, of enemies in this game, that thing taking up the entire sky is actually a physically modeled enemy, the enemy mothership. And it is glorious in our sight, is it not? I know this is sort of monotonous gameplay, but I assure you my neurons are firing, getting into position, managing your energy, and dealing with enemy attacks in a reasonable way, yet proactive and effective way. It gets a little crazy, and it's overall very enjoyable. In addition, the pregame is really important. I happen to have a very strong weapon that you see here in the form of the Starfall plasma launcher, which means that I'm very capable at destroying these enemies, and your equipment will very much, since you're limited to 2 weapons for this class, or up to 4 for the Fencer class, which is, again, a miniature man mech. It's important to bring the right equipment, and if you don't, you will have a completely different experience than if you've optimized your loadout, as I feel I may have done for this particular mission. And it helps that the Starfall is extremely versatile, but here is the Rapid Mirage. It is a homing weapon. The red box is my lock-on zone, and you can see that it's good at taking down... These are actually fairly low health enemies, which is surprising for how large they are, and the fact that they're a Type 2 drone. But their deal is that they deal more damage than the Type 1 drone.
However, it seems that was
So,
only a recon unit.
the Rapid Mirage, not bad, and the enemy mothership has disappeared. So, that should be the mission. Usually there's some radio chatter and exposition given in the background as you win these things. And again, the story pretty much goes from bad to worse in terms of your situation. You start with having a lot of backup and allies around you, and then, at least in the last game, you definitely ended up as Earth's last defender. So we got an upgrade for our jet core, which is not one that we were using, but let's see what we get. One of the things about this, you can see every now and then I would pick up a green pickup. That is a weapon. So it either contains a new weapon or an upgrade to a weapon that I already have, and that is determined randomly at the end of the battle. So, the improvement to the jet core gives it more maximum energy. That's good. That's used both for flight and for our weapons, as you see in the breakdown there. And the emergency charge is how quickly it charges when it's low on power or out of power. And much like the overheat mechanic in a lot of games, once you've used up all the energy in the core, it enters into an overheat mode and spits out a lot of steam, flashes red, and you're not able to use any of your energy requiring abilities. That includes flight and most weapons in the game, including every type of reloading a weapon for the Wing Diver. So that was the cutting edge. Let's go back a bit, and should we play the Ranger, the Air Raider, or the Fencer? As I mentioned, the Fencer is like a small man mech. You can see we have this riot shield here, and a looks like a 23mm cannon that actually shoots shotgun rounds, so that's fun. And that is 2 of the 4 weapons available to this class, as you can swap to a second loadout. Why don't I just show you? We've got weapon 1, left and right hand, weapon 2, left and right hand. And then we have the rapid fire cannon for both of our secondary weapons. And then for support equipment, that can give us various benefits. And in the case of the equipment that I've chosen, it will give me added mobility, which, as you probably saw while I was playing the Wing Diver, the most mobile class in the game, mobility is very important. Less important when you have a shield that can block 70% of incoming damage, but there are limitations on that as well. To cover the Air Raider, this guy is all about calling in air support. As the name may imply, he's sort of the Air Force version of the playable character, with a radio pack and a laser target designator. His main job is to stay on the radio, to keep calling in airstrikes and other kinds of support equipment, and to try not to blow up his friends along with the enemy. He's probably the most exposed unit when enemies get close, and his options are shorter when it comes to close range emergency frantic combat, as well as having the worst overall mobility unless he's in a vehicle, which he can call down. This guy has the Melt Buster chosen as his vehicle support, and that is a tank that shoots acid out of the cannon. So we might have to show that off. This is a pretty fun loadout, so I might take out the Air Raider next. And then we have the Ranger, which is your pretty standard third-person shooter main character. A choice of 2 guns that you can see here. You can have assault rifles, shotguns, sniper rifles, rocket launchers, missile launchers which fire homing projectiles, grenades which are... The grenade mechanic in this game is pretty trash because you cannot move while preparing to throw a grenade. You have to stand, and throwing a grenade takes time, so that really kills your mobility and thus the versatility of the weapon. Grenade launchers, however, are accepted from that mechanic, and you can move and shoot just like you would with another gun. And then for your special guns, they're usually some kind of support equipment or proximity mine. The explosives can be, let's see, fairly useful if you know what you're doing. 1,000 damage is a massive amount of damage, and a 22.6 meter blast radius is itself very impressive. So let's go ahead and take out the Air Raider. I hear Brooklyn telling me things. Yeah? You wee? Okay, baby. Sounds like she's playing in the crib. She woke up and she's been watching YouTube videos on her tablet for a while. And yeah, I check on her, but I also trust her. I've blocked a lot of the weird YouTube kid stuff. So there's not as much of that as there used to be. But I'm keeping my eye on that. She is a tiny little YouTuber in training. I absolutely love it, and you've probably heard some of the cute stuff that she does. I brag about that a lot. So with that, let's take out the Air Raider into a... You know what? Let's take him into a different mission than that. Let's go with this one. Okay. So this is an earlier mission. The difficulty level is significantly lower than the mission I just did, and yet the Air Raider does have his own limitations, so we'll see if we can manage to do anything here. Let's switch to our heavy bomber, and here we are calling in an airstrike. And then we have our autocannon air support called in. So there's the autocannon opening up, and there's the airstrike. So what now? We'll call in another type of strike, and that is an orbital laser. The Sprite Fall. And now we wait for our abilities to recharge as the enemy closes in on us. You can see it's just a very different playstyle as the machine gun opens up on the enemy. You really rely on your allies more with this guy than you do with the Wing Diver, who is probably one of the most self-contained fighting forces in the game, and thus my favorite, as you don't need to rely on anyone else. That can get a little bit sticky. Melt Buster is just about here as we call in another Sprite Fall, and we might want to step back. Okay, enemies circling around us a bit, but our allies still alive, thankfully, as we call in another airstrike. Okay, this is all going fairly well for us. We haven't blown up our friends yet, which is something of an exception, and we might actually get a chance to take a ride in the Melt Buster. There it is, and get off of my property. Okay, there we are. You can see that we have a vehicle card now above our regular health bar that shows the durability of the vehicle. Obviously, when that reaches 0, it is kaput. There's no sub-targeting in this game that I'm aware of, and health pickups will heal your character, but not the vehicle you are in. There are a few ways to call in equipment or the like to repair your vehicle, but it's generally more efficient to fill those equipment slots with airstrikes, as you saw me doing. Melt Buster. Melted him, busted him. Moving on. Okay. Oh, whoops. Let's do this. Call in that orbital laser. Hit that guy. Very nice. Heavy bombers ready. And another autocannon right on top of my head. Not wise, not by any wise. But we may have survived this one. Hey, could you maybe not? Corpse of an enemy. Okay, that sprite fall was a little bit closer than I wanted it to be, but you know what? Any friendly fire doesn't smack your friends is much more fun than could potentially be. In other words, we've survived again. Huzzah! More Melt Buster for everyone! Dost thou require acid? Get melted, fiend! Get the hot bullets of shotgun to die. Got him. Okay, I am actually having an absolute blast right now. And again, this game may or may not be entertaining to watch. I'm not sure, but it is so much fun to play. And especially because there are 4 very distinct classes that I briefly covered there. And each of your different weapon loadouts is going to drastically affect your gameplay experience. There's a massive range of gameplay styles and experiences awaiting the player. As you can see, here we are, driving around looking for things to melt with our Melt Buster. How cool is that? Get acided. You can see it's probably not the best weapon against drones. Got him. It'll do the job. Oh my goodness. That is a lot of enemies. Okay, just calling in some air support real quick while we take out the Melt Buster. Take out the enemy too. Okay. I hear a toddler saying she wants up. So I can pause this game, and indeed, that is what I hope. I know there's a lot of enemies here. That's what I'm about to do. So, why don't I just do that? Sorry, I do get easily distracted in real life, even when I'm not streaming, so let's do that. Pause. Okay, I'll be back in a moment and you'll hear more toddler sounds, no doubt. Just a minute. Back in a minute. Oh, my dead legs. They're so asleep. Flippity. Floppity. Copy. You're so awake? Okay, baby, go make meatballs. Oh, I see. My 2-year-old is telling me that she's late for anime school, so she needs to go make toast and run. She watches a lot of videos, you see. Yes, baby. Is that a cup of water? No, it's not water. What is it, baby? It's nothing? Okay. It's nothing, everybody. She asks me what it is, and then she tells me it's nothing. You sound like a girl when you do that, baby Guppy. Excuse me. Sorry for coughing in the mic. I've been told you cannot catch Bud Light virus through... Who's giggling? Oh, right. It's the lady that runs the satellite. She loves zapping bugs. You need water? Don't you already have... Hey, don't you already have mommy water? Where's your mommy water?
No, princess cup.
You want princess cup? Okay.
What color?
What color? That is a pink princess cup, baby. Oh, have I destroyed this thing yet? Which one's tougher? Oh, that doesn't have a lot of health left. Let's get back in our old vehicle. Spatuai.
This fight.
Okay, it looks like we just about won this one. That was fun. Of course, as I mentioned, a much earlier mission, a simpler one. It was from a simpler time, where you could just melt bust things with your melt buster. And if you only dropped a couple of airstrikes on your friends, you were G2G. So that is the Air Raider, probably my second favorite class in the game, just because you can call in ridiculous amounts of destruction on the enemy. All of that, of course, balanced with the class's overall lack of versatility and personal mobility and survivability when he's not in a vehicle. Vehicles themselves, limited in terms of, for some vehicle types like aircraft, fuel and armor, and everything else limited in terms of survivability as well, along with the fact that you can't just call in vehicles willy-nilly. In fact, you're not able to start a battle with one. You need to destroy a certain number of enemies before you have the points to call in a vehicle. So, all of that giving the Air Raider his own unique flavor and making him, again, one of the very fun classes to play. This tank has improved, and the only way that I've seen that vehicle call-ins get improved is not in the stats of the vehicle, but in the cost to bring one in, which is itself fairly important. Alright, so you want to see the fencer. Okay, let's do that. We've got an automatic shotgun, we've got some rapid fire cannons, and we've got some mobility upgrades. So, let's play this one right here. What? Red marker.
Check your chichimate.
Check my chichimate?
No, big guy.
A marker. You are standing suspiciously close to me. You make me princessy. That's a red marker. Are you doing my makeup? Is that what you're doing? She is actually standing on my lap right now. I cannot see what I'm doing. Okay, now she's moved over a little bit. And she's already marked me on the face once. Guppy, I can't see. Can you move over here? There, you can be right there. Is that good? Nope, you want my full vision. Hi, baby. This is not how I would recommend that you play the fencer. It's generally, it's inadvisable for having 2.5-year-old, 2 3/4. You're almost 3, baby. On your face, drawing on your lips with the red marker while you're trying to play. But that is indeed the position we find ourselves in today. Baby! I can't see! Daddy's gonna die! Oh, fuck. I can't even breathe. You're smothering me. You love it! Oh, it's in my mouth. It's in my mouth. Yes, baby. You're too aggressive. I want my money back. I'm unfollowing you. on InstaFace. Hey! What are you doing? You're not in. Ah, don't pull my hair! Ah, she's climbing me! And now she falls down. And of course, she's dragging my hair with her. You are so rude. So rude. What are you doing? How much do you need to draw on my list? Satisfied. I don't know if I approve of your methods. She's been watching this she's been watching the Scandinavian I'm watching her. Stop! That's not how you do lipstick. You do not stuff it down somebody's face, baby. That is rude. It's generally unkind. How do you like it? 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 I'm gonna get you! Okay, did we get distracted? I'm being attacked! This is why I don't live stream! Anyway, sir, this is the fence. I don't know if that's healthy. Ow, my gums! My gums are sensitive, baby. This is the fencer. You hop around. You have weapons. You can switch between them. You can even use your shield. Ah, that's my eye. Ah! Anyway, guys, I gotta go back to being a full-time dad. Welcome to the chaos that is my life. Catch you guys in the next video. Check the description of this one for a Discord link. Ow! I don't play a lot of Earth Defense Force 5 on the channel, but I play a lot of it in my personal time. And War Thunder's looking pretty awesome right now at update 1.97, where we're getting the Apache. And I'm being attacked. It's in my eye. It's in my eye. Oh, God!